Hey guys, Matthew chapter 5. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall receive mercy. One of the fundamental aspects of our Christian faith is Christians should be the best forgivers around. I don't think we all have such a great track record of that, but that's how it's meant to be. We should be forgiving because we have mercy, because we have received it from our Heavenly Father who gives His mercy to us. Now, let's take it from there. I can't get away from talking for another day about what this forgiveness looks like and the connection between mercy and forgiveness. I think of the beautiful story in 2 Samuel of David. And David had won a whole bunch of battles, and he was probably sitting in his throne room, and he was contemplating life. And he says to his servant Ziba, he says, "Hey Ziba, I'm thinking about some stuff. You know what, as I look around the palace and as I contemplate what's happening in the kingdom, God has been really good to us, hasn't He? God has been so merciful to us. Hey Ziba, is there anybody of the household of Saul that we could show mercy to?" And Ziba looks at him and says, "David, you obviously don't understand how it works. The last thing you should be showing right now to the household of Saul is mercy. Saul was your enemy, and so too are all his progeny. So too is his entire household. We wiped out most of them when you came to the throne. I don't know if there's anybody left." And David said, "Just go and check it out." Anyway, he comes back a little while later and he says, "Hey David, there is a guy. His name is Mephibosheth, and he lives out there in a place called Lodabar, which is out in the middle of the desert. And he's not of much use to you, but if you want to, we can go and kill him for you if you want to. We kind of know where he is." So David says, No, don't kill him. But I'd like you to bring him to me. Can you do that?" So Ziba's confused. He says, "Yeah, I can do that." So he goes and gets Mephibosheth and he brings him before David. And David looks at this young man, and he looks at him with mercy in his eyes. And he says, "Hey Ziba, this is a good catch. Thank you. There's this young man, Mephibosheth. He's lame from when he was a child. He was dropped by his nursemaid." It's an incredible story. Make a great movie. And he had been dropped when he left the palace because David's men were coming in to take over from Saul. And he was now a cripple. He was of no threat to anybody. And so Ziba says to David, he said, "Hey David, listen, here he is. Hey soldier, do you want to just kill this guy right now?" And David said, No, don't kill him. I don't want you to kill him." And Ziba said, "What do you want to do with him? He's of no use to you. He's of the household of Saul. He should surely die." And David smiled and said, "We're going to give this guy the best dose of mercy and forgiveness he's ever had." And Ziba's looking at this saying, What do you mean?" And David smiles. He says, "Hey, this man Mephibosheth is going to be given everything back to him that his grandfather Saul owned, which was a lot of stuff, a big portion of the kingdom." And Ziba's looking at us and saying, what do you mean? You mean we're going to show mercy to this person who's so unworthy?" David said, "Exactly. That's what makes mercy mercy." He says, "On top of that, Ziba, make sure that this young man is dressed well, give him good accommodation. And Ziba, make sure that he sits in the future at my right hand when we have supper in the evenings." And Ziba's looking at us saying, "That doesn't make sense. That's not normal. Why would you want to do that to somebody like Mephibosheth?" And we get a beautiful picture here, people, listen carefully, of the wonder of God's mercy to us. We're of no use to Him. We're spiritually crippled, as He was physically, so too are we spiritually. And we should, because of our sin, we should be given the death penalty. We deserve it. The other thief on the cross, he was right. He was dead right when he said to the other thief, he said, "We deserve what we're getting here. We deserve this." And Jesus said, "Well, mercy is about getting what you don't deserve, and I'm going to give you mercy instead." You see, people, the key thing here is understanding the biblical mandate, not just because it's a biblical mandate, but because we are Mephibosheth. I'm Mephibosheth, spiritually crippled, of no use to God, in need of food, in need of care, in need of mercy, for goodness sake. And God, in the bounty of his goodness, He says, "Hey Trevor, get off the floor, man. You know, I've made you for a purpose. I've got a purpose for you. You're redeemed. You're special to me. You and I are going to sit at the table, and Trevor, you're going to sit at my right hand. And we're going to eat this meal together whether it be now, but certainly in the kingdom that is to come. You get a picture, people? We've so made this mercy thing so pathetic and nebulous and romantic, if anything. It's nothing like that. It is deeply practical. Let me leave you with the question that Mephibosheth asked of Ziba. He said, so Ziba, is there anybody of the household of Saul that is worthy, because they're unworthy, of mercy? Go and find him. Let's give it to him. Now, I don't know, people. Maybe there are people like that in your life. Yeah, you don't like these guys, eh? They've wronged you. They've messed you up. They've abused and used you. You don't, and I'm not condoning what they've done at all. But I've got to tell you, vengeance, as nice as it might feel for a moment, is not helpful in the long run. Rather show mercy through forgiveness to those who have done that to you. We've got to get this right, because Jesus says, you know the Lord's Prayer, forgive us our debts as we what? As we forgive those who are our debtors and trespassed against us as well. People, there's a lot at stake here. Your spiritual well-being, your physical well-being is hanging in the balance, baby. You need to do something about that. Mercy and forgiveness might be the very thing that restores your own soul today. I hope you can give it. I'm working on it too. See you tomorrow. Bye.